fathom the difference. That's what we're here to do today with Kathy Akers with Fathom Realty. She is our real estate expert here at WHIG. Good morning.
Good morning, Clint. How are you today?
Doing very well. So we're going to talk about a topic that is different. It's not something that people think about all the time, but as
That's
you're
right.
looking particularly to buy or sell a house, it's one of those subjects that comes up especially for a more established home.
That's true. However, as we were talking off camera, we also sometimes see a similar type of product for new construction.
But they're not exactly the same.
They're not exactly the same.
Okay.
A builder will give you a 1-year warranty on their on the home. It usually covers what they have done.
Right.
So it may not necessarily cover the equipment that was put into the home.
Oh, so like the stove and the dishwasher, the oven, all
That's
that kind
right.
of stuff.
That's
Okay.
right. So, you know, a lot of those new products, though, come with a year's warranty when they're put in the home,
Right.
you know, like the stove, the microwave, those kinds of things. So that's in addition to the builder's warranty. And that might be one of those things we get into at another time.
Right. But today we're talking about more of a home warranty
warranty.
product, and
That's
this
right.
is for generally more traditional house.
That is
it's
true.
more well-established house.
That
When I
is
say
true.
established, it's older.
Well,
let's
you know,
not beat around the bush.
That's right. We're talking about a resale of a home. And a lot of times sellers are kind of standoffish on these products. However, if they took the time to talk to their agent or read one of the pamphlets that are available,
Right.
they actually get coverage during the time that their house is on the market.
So if something happens to
To
those products.
That kind of thing.
And
So-
some of them cover HVAC. You got to look at the right products and
Right.
make sure you have the right coverages. But it depends on what your coverages needs to be. You can get some really good coverage, but there's different kinds of providers. There's different kinds
That's
of
right.
prices you might pay. How does that work?
All right, so I've got a pamphlet with me. It's not saying that this is a better product over
Right.
another. This was just
You're not endorsing them specifically.
specifically. This
Right.
is just one of the pamphlets I picked up and brought with me this morning. But a lot of times, and I know you can't see this very well, but they will give you a rundown of somewhere within their pamphlet or in the document that'll give you like what's covered in the seller's coverage
Right.
during the time that it's in place, and then what their standard coverage is,
Right.
as well as this one calls it an ultimate protection, which gives them a little more coverage, and then a platinum protection, which goes on further than that. There's also
Basically, there's a giant checklist.
Yes.
And you just pick how deep you want to go down that checklist, and that's the price you pay.
That's right.
Now, is that a one-time price or is that an annual price?
It's usually an annual price.
Okay.
This is usually the price up front. And remember that it also affects what they call it's a call-out fee or a trade call. So some of the plans have different call-out fees. So
Okay.
you can pay a little more and pay a lesser amount at the call-out fee. So let's say as a buyer you've got everything, and this is mainly the mechanical parts
Right.
of the house.
Okay.
So let's say the buyer has gotten into the home, they have the home warranty. One of the things that's kind of scary is that water heater. It's
Right.
working at the and functioning correctly at the time of the inspection and when you move in the home.
But 2 months later,
Two months later,
something goes out and you have a leak,
That's right.
or the heating element goes bad, whatever the case may be.
That's true.
Water heaters these days, they can be repaired, but generally we're into the disposable world of water heaters now. It's
That's
time to chunk it and get a new, more efficient one in there in the first place.
Right. So we're using that just as an example. You would have a phone number that you would call and set up the service. They would come in. You're going to pay them $75 to $100, depending on the trade call.
Right.
They're going to come in, assess the problem,
So who's going to make that payment? The homeowner or
The homeowner.
Homeowner, okay.
The homeowner, and we're going to
So
say...
the person who bought the house, which included the warranty.
That's right. So you, as the owner of the house, you're the one that's asking for them to come out and check out the issue and assess what needs to be done
Right.
and have it repaired. So that is going to come out of your pocket when they come out. But remember, it's not you picking up the phone and calling, whoever's in the phone book.
Right.
You're going to have to call their service line and set up that repair.
So that brings up a question I have with these things, because I think, like a lot of other warranties and insurance products, maybe you paid $500 up front. Like you bought a TV and they said, for $5 we can give you a 2-year replacement warranty, and you're
That's
like,
right.
sure, throw that $5 in. And then 3 years later your TV breaks, and you didn't think about it. You didn't tape the receipt to the back of the TV like maybe you could have.
Right.
You don't know where the warranty number is. You don't even know, you can't even remember you have a warranty.
Right.
How often does somebody buy into something like that and just forget about it, not use it? They call up, anybody in the Yellow Pages, and don't go through their warranty.
Quite often.
So
That is one of those things. I usually email my buyers a copy of the plan number, and the information about service. They can always come back to me and say, "Hey, didn't we have something in place?"
Right.
And I
So
have
you're gonna keep records of that.
Well, it's very
to some
easy.
degree.
Yes, because I also have access to all of my buyers and sellers online.
Now let me tell you,
and that kind of thing. So,
that's the first thing that's going to go through my head if I have one of these products. Is like, I don't know where that stuff is. That's too much work. I'm going to move on. But
Right.
if I can call you,
right.
not that you should have to do it for me, but if you are a good backup, that's a nice thing to have.
That's right. So I do have online access to ordering the products, renewing products, that kind of thing. And so I can go on and pull your plan number, give you that 800 number that you need to call, and you can then proceed with your repair call. We talked about limited liability.
Right.
And that would be one of the things I would say is look at several of these products, read through them, see what is covered, what is not.
And when you say several of these products, we're talking about different warrantors.
Companies, yes.
So American Home Shield, First American, there's a few others we mentioned.
Right.
Get more than one quote on what you're looking for. Compare your apples to apples, because one may have fewer fees, but then it may have a higher replacement cost or something like that.
Right.
So you got to find the one that works best for you. And each house is different.
That's right.
Older house, built in the old side of West Haven, that's been around since the 30s, might need a different kind of protection than one that was built only in the 90s.
That's correct. And even, let's say, the county, do you have a septic system? Do you have a well? Some of these product companies will offer additional coverage for those types of things.
Get the septic. Get the septic. I'm just going to tell you right now, get the septic. If you don't have it, get it.
Well, and what about that pool and all that equipment? If somebody has a swimming pool, they do have coverage
And
for
if
that.
you have one of those older pools where all the equipment's buried under cement,
Yeah.
and they only have the little access hatch and not the whole hatch.
That's right. So, read these.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Look at the coverages, see what is covered in the plan. Not everything is going to be covered. So, you might think, okay, well, it's part of my mechanical system, but it may not be what.
Well, an
what's
example of
on
that
there.
is an HVAC. It may cover the cooling unit in HVAC. It may not cover the ductwork.
Right.
And if you have ductwork issues, well, that's on you, not on the warranty. And people get frustrated with that sometimes.
That's right. Thermostats are another thing that they usually cover. But remember, as we said, read through these and get an idea of what's covered, what's not. Access is one of those things they highlight, and that means what if they have to go inside the wall
Right.
to correct something? So read as to what their responsibility is if they've had to come in and cut out a hole in your wall. You know, are they planning on putting it back correctly?
Or doing the minimal
Or doing
patch.
the minimal patching, that kind of thing.
Well, I say this and this is the same decision you would make whether you're working with a private provider or with the home warranty company.
Right.
If you want something above and beyond what is provided by the normal provider, it's like a plumber. Plumber will come in and he'll change out your plumb and tank
Right.
and charge you $70 for it. But if you want other stuff done, he's going to charge you more for those pieces. If you want him to come into your house and they got to fix electrical work or go through the holes, put holes in your wall, and they do a simple job. If you want a more elaborate job, you pay more for what you want out of it. It's not necessarily you're getting like for like. You're getting a repair. The cosmetics may still be on you.
Right. The other thing to look at is things that are covered beyond that home inspection. Okay. We talked about some of our older homes. You know, there are still homes out there with the old knob and tube wiring, and you know, I know that scares people, but it shouldn't.
So,
but it's still there.
So I want to, we kind of talk about this stuff, and we're kind of maybe even scaring some people away with some of the limitations to it. And I don't want to do that because there are benefits to having these home warranties, especially as a seller.
Right.
As a seller who's selling an older, more established home, it makes a buyer a little more confident that I'm going to get a home and somebody's putting something up behind it.
That's right. It gives them that confidence, and a lot of times, especially for first-time home buyers, you've got to have your down payment. You've paid for your inspections out of pocket. You've paid for your appraisal out of pocket, and then you're getting into the home. Let's say you've had to buy some additional furniture or those kinds of things, and then all of a sudden something occurs to one of the mechanical systems.
Right.
There may not be that extra money to do that. So
you put all your rainy day fund into your home. That's your investment product for the first year.
That's right, and you're waiting till that next tax return
yes.
to build up your fund again. So this gives you some peace of mind. I have to say, because I get a report every time I sell one of these products.
Right.
If one of my buyers actually uses their plan, I get a report, and you would not believe the amount of savings that a buyer is getting. Usually when I get that report, I'm looking at how much it cost to do the repair of that job. Remember, you're only paying a call-out fee.
Right.
Now, I will say, because I have had some buyers that, we've talked about it, and, that certain things that should have maybe been caught during a home inspection was not, and, had some things done, that because of those limitations, there was quite a bit that was covered, but then they had some extra costs that they had to
Still out of pocket.
Still out of pocket.
Right.
So,
but it would have been much more worse without the warranty.
That's right. That's right.
So I mean, again, go to HVAC, which is in terms of replacing or repairing, can be very expensive.
That's right.
A stove or an oven, you're looking five on the low end to $1,200, $1,500 on the high end. That's expensive, but $4,000, $5,000 for HVAC. If you're only paying maybe $1,500 or so, you're getting out cheap.
That's right. That's right. So, look at the products, go through and see, how does this one fit with the home that I'm buying?
Right.
Now sometimes if a seller has it in place already, you're going to get the product they've selected.
Right.
So make sure you get a copy of the pamphlet or the information in regards to that specific product. Read through the limited liabilities. Look at and see if there's anything extra you want to add on. This one offers a limited roof leak repair.
Oh wow!
So as we talked about last time, we're in hurricane season.
Yeah, we
so,
are. Rainy. The summer's been horrible for rain and wind, and even without a hurricane, it's been a wet season.
That's right. So there might be something you might be willing to put out of pocket at closing. That will help cover you during that
upgrade the warranty.
To upgrade the warranty. The other piece is that about the 10th or 11th month in your warranty, you're going to get a either an email or a postcard or something along that line that says your warranty is ending. Would you like to renew it?
Gotcha.
You know,
How often do people renew it?
not often. And you know, this is something so simple. You know, $500 to $600. You know, once a year.
Right.
Think about how much, you know, you thinking, okay, well, what if I don't use it? Then that's $500 out of my pocket. But what happens
If you need it.
If you need it.
Right.
So-
Again, $4,000 for $500.
Right. So, you know, weigh your options
Yeah.
and look at that. The other piece is like you've been in your home for a while. You know, you can actually get a home warranty right now.
Yes, I did know that.
I
I get the mailings on a regular basis.
So it doesn't necessarily be at the time that you buy the home. That's usually when we see most of these products purchased.
Right.
But if you've got, you've been in your home, you know, maybe you bought new construction and you're about 5 to 7 years in. 20, yeah, I know, 22 here.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Wow.
so you start thinking, okay, you know, I've already
20
replaced.
this month, as a matter of fact.
So,
Just realized that.
there you go. So you've already had to replace the water heater maybe once or twice, you know,
Oh,
or, you know, you've made, like
I've swapped
myself,
out at least 3 washers and dryers, and
right.
we haven't replaced the oven yet, but we replaced the
knock on
dishwasher
wood.
already. I mean, we've gone through a couple of refrigerators. I mean, yeah, you go through those appliances and stuff.
And I've already replaced, I have 2 sets of heating and air conditioning units. I've already replaced 1 set upstairs. And
I did that 2 summers ago, and I paid that fully out of pocket. So,
That's right. So, you know, that's something to think about, you know, is if you think your systems are getting, you know, a little bit long in the tooth.
Get yourself a home warranty.
Get a home warranty, and that'll help get you through, you know, a few more
Now,
years.
don't they know that I'm going to game them by putting a warranty on old stuff?
Yeah. Well, and no, the thing is that they call for pre-existing conditions.
Okay.
They want to make sure that it's working at the time that the plan is put in
Right,
place.
that makes sense.
So don't have your air conditioning go out tonight and you call tomorrow to put a new
Just
warranty
check. I
on it.
figured that was in place, but
You
I
know,
wanted to ask because
but
there might be
yes.
folks who could try to.
That's
do that.
right. It has to be functioning for the purpose intended at the time the plan is put in place.
Right.
There are some pre-existing conditions that, you know, that are covered, but
Right.
there's things that won't be. So, you know, again, read that plan and make sure that everything that you need it for is there.
So, Kathy, our time is ending.
Yeah.
This for our segment today, and we could keep talking about this, I think, for a long time. If somebody has questions, wants to get more information about a home warranty, maybe they've seen these ads, maybe they get the things in the mail and stuff, and they just don't know. They don't have enough knowledge, or they're like, oh, somebody's just trying to take more money away from me.
Right.
If somebody has more questions about these home warranties, how can they talk to you?
Give me a call at 252-266-4038.
All right, Kathy Akers with Fathom Realty, the #1 Fathom real estate agent in Rocky Mount, at least in my mind. And we appreciate you coming on. We'll see you again in a couple weeks.
That's right.
All right, we'll be right back after these messages.